Hey everyone, so I read The Perfect Son by Frida McFadden. Sorry if I butchered her name. The page count is dependable. Debatable, I should say. If you don't do the book club questions at the end, it is around 306 pages. If you do the questions, they're called reading group guides. It is 308 pages, and it was published on August 6, 2024 of this year by Poison Pen Press. Now, I do want to say that, I like the way that Frida has different points of view. She goes from Erica, the mom's point of view, basically all throughout the book. She's flipping from that to Olivia, the girl who likes her son, Erica's son, Liam. And then at the very end, you get Jason, the father of Liam and husband of Erica. You get his point of view. So I kind of like how it had different points of view so you can understand it a lot better. Now, set aside from that, Olivia's point of view on Liam is pretty much like an innocent schoolgirl crush type of, thing. She thinks he can do no wrong. She's a really sweet girl. And Liam is kind of creepy throughout the entire book. It had me hooked from start to finish. So I definitely would recommend it. Now, it's later believed that when Liam was a child, he coerced a female friend of his to allow him to duct tape her, and she went missing, which actually she turned up. He knew exactly where she was because he's the one who taped her up and put her in the janitorial closet. As they were looking for her, he knew where she was the whole time and didn't say anything. This was when he was in, I think the book said kindergarten. But anyway, when they found her, she was traumatized. So they had assumed that he had sexually assaulted this little girl because she was crying, she wouldn't talk, she was visibly upset. So, it's creepy with that. And there's some other disturbing things that he does throughout the the book. The family dynamic to me is intriguing. Excuse me. In the beginning, they seem like the typical all-American family, the unhappy, sarcastic teenage daughter, his sister Hannah, Liam's sister, and then they have the hardworking and devoted father. You have the quiet yet smart track star / debate club son. So he's like the jock meets like nerd. Everybody likes him. Everybody thinks he's very handsome and he's very charming. And that comes into play later on in the book because he tends to get a lot of people to like him, and they don't think that he can do anything wrong. Just kind of like, Olivia doesn't think he can do anything wrong. Now, what actually lies beneath that facade is creepiness. Jason, which is Liam's father, Erica's husband, he's more chill and laid back, like nothing gets to him. I didn't like how Hannah was looked at like she was kind of beneath Liam because he had all this prestige and, like he was the good son and, like she was kind of put in the background. I didn't like that. I felt like that was kind of favoritism. So, I didn't like that. But the mother, Erica, she's very loving and doting on him, and she knows he has a dark side, but at the same time, she doesn't think that, he can do any wrong. But she still questions that underlying, So that was kind of a nice thing to see. Now, Liam's mother, Erica, she fiercely loves her son and will do anything to protect him at all costs. And she even goes as far to as each girl that he likes, she is later on in the book paying a detective to basically scare them away and say that, hey, this kid's creepy, don't talk to him anymore, so that she's protecting the girl. In her mind, she's protecting the girl. And usually it's worked up until now. So apparently, there's this girl, Olivia. There's two of them actually in the book. There's one in his debate club, and he's not really into her. She's into him, and he's not into her. And then the other Olivia, that didn't think he noticed her. He obviously had a thing for her. And it's kind of creepy, because when he gets his eye on somebody, something happens. So, the mom tries to prevent that. So, she doesn't really like the detective that she hired, but she's basically trusting him with this. So what happens is, later on in the book, Olivia goes missing after being with Liam. The last thing she remembers is giving him a kiss, and it surprised her. And then the next thing she remembers is she wakes up in this huge hole that she can't get out of. Her ankle is obviously swollen and very broken, and she's wondering how the heck she got down there. Then she finds this skull, and she realizes that, oh my god, this isn't the first time that he's done this. And at first she thinks it's Liam, because he does come to see her. He drops her bread and bottles of water, and so she does think that he's the one that did it at first. But there's a twist. So when she finds the skull, she actually names it, and she tells the skull at one point in the story that, hey, I'm gonna get us both out of here. So she keeps trying to get out. Come to find out later on, reading the book, that it's not just a hole in the ground. It is a cabin structure above her, and there's a trap door, and that she was thrown down in there. She was chloroformed before that. And, so later on, we find out that Liam is not the person who got her into the car. It was actually the father, his father, Jason. And it's kind of crazy because Jason has done this to multiple women or girls. And the skull in the trapdoor is actually from Jason. So, at one point, Erica, she thinks that Liam has done this. She's convinced. And what she does is she tracks her father down. And she speaks to him. And she's wondering the whole time, is Liam just like her father? Because he went to jail for murder. So there's a lot of twists and turns. And revealing that Jason was actually the killer was kind of almost like when people found out that the Green River Killer was, the killer. He was a down-to-earth guy who was married with kids, and this guy was married with kids, and it's creepy because he was going and killing these girls, starving them. They had a fetish. I have to stress that. They had a fetish of starving animals and people. And what's crazy in the book is that, and it's also intriguing, that the mother didn't get Liam some psychiatric help before this, but he had starved his hamsters for days. And then he was saying that he couldn't wait to get married so that he could put his wife in a hole and watch her starve. That would have sent alarm bells off in my head, but hey, okay. She must be a different type of parent. But, like I said, there's favorability bestowed upon him from Erica. Even though she knows he's a nut, she bestows favoritism on him. She goes easy on him about everything. Now, as Olivia in the hole starts to remember, she's like, oh, I know who did this to me. And she's trying to get out of the hole. She's trying to mentally get a game plan going on. And how she's found, actually, is the little sister of Liam, Hannah. Hannah rides her bike over there, and she follows. It's not clear if she followed Liam or the father, but she knows. And she comes and is pretty much like, hey, Olivia, I'm going to help you get out of here. We're going to get out of here. And then Jason tries to turn on not only Liam, but his sister Hannah. And Liam ends up killing his father. So now Jason is dead. Liam gets off scot-free because here his mom Erica comes to the rescue. And she's basically like, in the beginning, I did it. I killed him. And I was like, wow. So now I have to read this. And if you read the back, like, it tells you Erica Cass has a perfect family and a perfect life. Yeah, right. Nobody's perfect, and nobody has perfect life or home or anything like that. We're not perfect. I like to say we're perfectly imperfect. But it says, until one quiet evening, 2 detectives show up at her front door. And they tell her that we're hoping your son could answer a few questions about the girl who disappeared last night. Now, it's a quiet neighborhood. Police are usually good at catching people. He was the last person to see her alive. They think she's been kidnapped and she's dead. We know she's not after we read it. So it says that Erica's always sensed something different in her seemingly perfect oldest child. I mentioned he's smart, he's charming, and he's popular. Everybody likes him. But mothers have the best instincts. As a mom, I know this also. And Erica knows there's more to her son than meets the eye. So, again, that's just basically, touching base on what I said, because towards the end, she is still questioning. It's a year later, and he's in the shower, and he's singing, and she's making her eggs, and there's a report on the news. Now, here's another twist. It says that a teenage girl has gone missing from their area. Now, think about that one for a minute. Everything's been quiet for 1 year. And then all of a sudden, another teenage girl goes missing. And he's upstairs in the shower singing. And she gets that feeling again. Like, wait a minute. Maybe it's a coincidence. Or maybe he kidnapped the girl. Maybe he's starving her. So, I would definitely recommend this book to everyone. It was a fantastic read. Frida did a wonderful writing job. And now that I see she has more books like this, I'm definitely going to check them out. I think she might be my new favorite author now. But I really enjoyed reading it. It was such a page turner. I literally read this book in 2 days. That's how good it was. I couldn't put it down. So yes, I would absolutely recommend it. And it was so engrossing. I couldn't even focus on which act was which. I enjoyed it so much. And I just could not wait to give the analysis on this. So, props to my professor, because he had us give him a list, and he picked us out one out of our list, and I'm so glad that he picked this one because I really enjoyed reading it. So thank you, Professor. But yeah, that's my analysis on it. I really liked it. But I really would highly recommend that to all my classmates and everyone else that's going to watch this on my YouTube. So, yeah, it was a great read. And she's such a fantastic author. I would definitely encourage everyone to pick up one of her books, if not all.